AI models gaining hundreds of thousands of followers.
Humans will not be able to compete with AI humans.
At all.
Nope.
Each creator can basically make like an AI artifact that their community can interact with.
We live in a world where AI robots are deciding what content we watch, how we watch it, and even creating the content that we're watching. Are we witnessing the death of social media? The death of creativity? The death of humanity? What does it even mean to be a content creator if humans are no longer creating the content? If we haven't met yet, my name is Jason. I'm an AI marketing professional, and I want to take a stab at some of these questions that are just eating us alive right now. I think this problem can be broken down into two categories: the creators and the consumers. You may fall into one or both of those categories, but AI content is affecting each of these groups in slightly different ways. So for the creators, AI content is a great thing. It means faster production, higher outputs, and ultimately more engagement on social media. You know, we're seeing people make tens of thousands of dollars a month with these AI influencers. Like, creators are thriving. Well, at least their bank accounts are. And then we have the consumer side. This is where the biggest sacrifice is taking place, right? For consumers, this means lower quality of content, less engaging posts, and just content that's missing that human element. Now, how do we find a balance between these two things? One approach is what we're kind of already seeing, which is AI becoming so good that it's indistinguishable from reality. So this is platforms like Sora's AI video generator, or 11 Labs voice cloning, or these HeyGen avatars. We're getting very close to a point where the naked eye can't really tell if it's real or fake. But I think this bubble is going to burst. And just think about it. Humans, they're not dumb. Whether you can tell it's AI right away or not, humans are going to know if it's fake content and if they're scrolling all day and watching fake people on the other side of the screen. That just doesn't really sit right with anybody. So what's really going to happen when this bubble bursts? Because it's going to burst. And it's not going to be some day where we wake up and social media is magically changed forever. But it is going to be pretty fast. You think about when TikTok first had its rise, it was probably about 6 months from barely anybody talking about it to being the norm. And this bubble, when it bursts, can go one of two directions. One is the anti-social media, which we're kind of already seeing with, Opal, apps like Be Real. And it's really just this narrative of, oh, we don't need social media, like, let's boycott it. Now, the other route this can go is riding that AI train full force. And we're kind of already seeing this with Meta. You can create these AI chatbot versions of yourself that can DM back and forth with users. Now, you also hear people talking about this kind of one-of-one personalization of content, where that video that you're watching looks completely different for all your friends, but you're still interacting with the exact same video. Now, I think this is really interesting. And if I had to take a bet on which of these paths we're going to go down, I'm going to take the latter, because with the amount of money being poured into AI right now, that other stuff, not profitable. These throwback social media platforms with no ads and just connections, like, it doesn't work, unfortunately. I would love for that path to work, but AI is going to continue pulling us in this future. Now, what exactly is this future going to look like? When we talk about this like hyper-personalized content, it doesn't feel like something that has any humanness to it, right? It's just a straight algorithm that's just deciding what your interests are and creating this like almost Frankenstein piece of content that it thinks you want to watch. Stories have always been something that originates with the human, and that's what people find interesting. But I think there's a way to make AI content a lot more human. And this is through something called AI experiences. Now, it's kind of like, a very buzzwordy term, I know. But at the end of the day, an AI experience is just a piece of content that's interactive. Think of it like a little miniature video game, right? Something that somebody told the story once, and they created this interactive video game for you to go enjoy. There's no reason to hide the fact that AI is curating the content. There's experiences that you can make that use AI to tell stories in a way that doesn't take away from the story itself. Video games have done it for 10, 20 years of telling these super immersive stories that obviously we know we're interacting with computer-made elements, but there's humanness in that story. There's life in The Legends of Zelda. There's so much human creativity that goes into those types of experiences. And my bet, you can save this video and watch it back in 10 years. My bet is that passive social media scrolling is going to become interactive social media scrolling. So instead of being able to sit back and just brain rot and have all of this information just tickle your brain in the ways you want it to be tickled. Social media content is going to be interactive, and the consumers are going to become creators. Think about it like a meme. Every time there's a meme, everybody and their mom is trying to think of more creative ways to spin that meme in different directions. And there's so much humanness in that, right? An AI robot is never going to understand a meme, but we will. Those inside jokes on the internet have kind of just always been the thing that makes the internet so special. And with these AI content tools, the speed at which you can iterate on these different memes and iterate on these different stories is unlike anything we've ever had. You don't have to be an experienced video editor or a photo editor to have a creative idea for something. Here's a great example. This is our client, George Washington University, and we're getting ready to launch a If I Were George Washington campaign. This is a platform where users can go and upload a photo of themselves and type in whatever they would do as George. Now the user is iterating on the story of George Washington, but in their own creative way. This is the future of content. There's so much humanness and community that comes out of creating things. That's why almost everybody is a content creator nowadays. So I think moving forward, we have to stop leaning into these platforms that are, sucking the life out of social media and lean into these platforms that are adding new life to social media. It's like when Instagram first became a thing. They took the whole social construct of college and put it online. Now we're about to do that again. We're literally opening up a fourth dimension of what it means to engage with things on social media. It's no longer just comments and likes. It is community-driven creativity that's just gonna blossom into all these different ideas and all these different stories. And that's a future that I can get behind.